Today on Toy Geeks, we're going to talk about that new leaked Ecto 1 set, as well as those new vintage Kenner-style Mandalorian figures. And John and I will share our latest toy hauls, all that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hey everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me on this adventure of toy geekery is none other than John. John, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Jay?
I am doing all right for a day after Halloween. A day after Halloween and the time change backward, spring backward, fall backward.
Yeah, we fall back, spring ahead.
And the channel is titled Geek Dad Life, and let me tell you, the fall back is terrible when you have kids. It's the worst. Because they don't know the time difference. So you think, right. Oh, I can sleep in. Still waking up at whatever time they were waking up before. So I'm in full favor of completely shutting down this whole spring forward, fall back. I say just keep this spring forward all year.
Me too. It doesn't really benefit anything anymore, right?
Exactly.
It's just a yearly planned hassle. That's all.
It is. There's literally no reason. Don't say the farmer thing, because I don't think that was ever actually really the thing. Silly.
Right. It was like, back before there was irrigation systems and, the farmers had better technology. I think there's a workaround for everything now. None of this daylight savings.
It needs to end. But hello, everybody. Excited to be here. Let's see. Scary Donut says, I hope this talks about the release of the new Ghostbusters. We have talked, this channel as well as this live show has talked a lot about the new Ghostbusters toys. But Scary Donuts, if you haven't seen them, you can go to youtube.com/geekdadlife, and there's a whole bunch of playlists with I've reviewed everything so far new this year, including the not even released still Fright Features figures. Which were a lot of fun, but we're definitely going to talk about the Lego set that was leaked, and really excited to talk about it because it seems like a really, really cool set. But glad to have you here, Scary Donuts. Let's see, we got some of our regulars. Nightmare 10880. Hello, Nightmare. Good to see you.
What's up?
Master Hoarder, howdy.
What's up, Master Hoarder?
Dave Chambers, how's it going, good sir?
Dave.
Eddie Aguilar, hello. Shogun 77. We've got two. No, we don't. I'm sorry. I was thinking old school Shinobi. That's not Shogun, but yeah. Still.
I think we have had another Shogun somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like
I think so.
77 is his own unique person. I don't want you to feel like we don't appreciate you. I think KJ Smith. Yeah, KJ Smith. Sup peeps. If I've already done it again, I apologize for that. Has anyone, Dave Chambers asked, has anyone gotten the new Diamond Select Star Wars from the Disney store? The Boba Fett is awesome.
We haven't even discussed it yet.
We haven't. I think we maybe planned to possibly talk about it last week, but still, I think we ran over by 20 minutes and didn't have to talk about it. But Caleb Colden, sup Geek Dad Life, sup Caleb, good to see you. Beast Wars Wolfgang, I finally get to catch you guys live. Well, welcome, Beast Wars. You are here with us live. It's so much better live. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to assume it is.
You get to see it unedited with all the wounds.
But I'm too lazy to edit it anyway. So if you're watching this, that's usually exactly what it was live. Very rarely it's edited. Anyway, so let's go back to Dave's question here. For anybody that has gotten the Diamond Select Star Wars, if anybody in the chat has, for free, feel free to let us know. Yeah. But I think I saw Dan Larson. Did he post a video on his Toy Galaxy 2? Or maybe it was just his Instagram.
I think it was just on Toy Galaxy.
Was it on Toy Galaxy straight up? Toy Galaxy? Okay, cool.
I think so.
Which I get why he made a separate channel, but honestly, it's kind of Dan, I loved all your stuff. If you're not watching this, but if you are, I loved all your stuff. I didn't mind if it was all in one channel, but I get it. I get why you wanted to separate into two. Maybe we can have Dan on sometime. He's a really fun guy. But it looks cool. The Boba Fett looks cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You share your thoughts.
I understand Disney's point at trying to get into the action figure market, and using diamond to do it,
Mhm.
but at 7 inches, it's an odd scale, and it's been talked about on this channel
Yep.
on numerous
Mhm.
websites. There's the McFarlane stuff. The new multiverse is 7 inch scale. The Marvel Diamond Select is 7 inch scale. But
Mhm.
past that, there really isn't a very deep bench of 7 inches.
Yep.
And when you're getting into a 7 inch scale for Star Wars, I think a lot of fans are going to be, a little standoffish
Mhm.
because we're not seeing, like five figures released at a time
Yes.
or anything like that. Starting with Boba Fett, smart, obviously, and they've shown Darth Maul next.
Mhm.
But I think in order to make the line last, it's going to have to be, 5 or 6 figures in a wave
Yep.
to give fans a little bit, a little bit more backing that they'll be able to have a 7 inch scale shelf rather than
Yep.
just a couple, stragglers in there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think that's the one thing that kind of throws it off. And generally I don't collect too hard in the 7 inch scale. The McFarlane stuff has been the recent exception. And I've done it a few times. Like I got the Diamond Select Ghostbusters. But even those, I'm like, one, I thought the face sculpts were terrible on those. So I just like dipped out on that. But the real Ghostbuster stuff is great. But even then, like I have the real Ghostbuster 7 inch and I've got that cool diorama firehouse front. But everything else, the Hasbro, the Mattel, everything's 6 inches. So they're just kind of there and they're kind of out of place and it's kind of annoying. But I love Ghostbusters, so it's there. But I'll tell you what, if they made a 6 inch scale real Ghostbuster figures, those 7 inchers would be out of there. And
Yeah. Yep.
and that's where yeah, they look great. The Star Wars 7 inch scale Diamond Select, they look great. Have they done any, like, because I know they did them all, but have they done anybody else like face sculpt wise?
I don't know.
But I will say the one thing that's like the Diamond Select head sculpts, face sculpts, not great. McFarlane runs around them in that scale, and then
Yep.
Hasbro with the scan technology. It's not sculpting, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a wait and see. If they can say we'll do one figure a month, maybe it'll work. But they're going to have to get their distribution, past Disney stores.
Yeah,
because I mean we're fortunate we can go to Raleigh and go to a Disney store.
Yep.
But not, I bet 75% of the population can't drive, 25, 30 minutes and just go pick one up.
Or not even like in the pandemic, I don't really want to go to the mall. Like I don't think I go to the mall. So I, as much as I love, taking the boys to the Disney store, we haven't been since lockdown.
Yeah.
So because it's one thing to go to Target or Walmart where if you have to get stuff for that, essential goods. There's nothing essential in our mall.
Right.
So I don't
know. Not that particular mall.
Yeah, well, yeah, not Crabtree. It's all know, Forever 21. There is we have a Lego store and a Disney store and an Apple store. We got all the essentials. It's a good mall for like the essentials, but still, I haven't needed any of those things. All right, that is that. Some more people in the chat. Luis is here. Good to see you.
What's up, Luis?
He says he's hoping Hasbro does a plasma series set of real Ghostbusters. I think they will. And to Handsome Hanson saying, are the real GB Retro at Walmart still? Yeah, they're still there. I see people post on the different toy groups, Ghostbuster toy groups, that they're still around. Not at all Walmarts, but different ones just kind of get them in sporadically. So the retros are still there. And because the retros have done so well, and I'd argue Hasbro has to be looking at Mattel's, I hope continued success for Motu, that they're going to, put in some plasma series, real Ghostbusters. I think they would sell so fast. Yeah, more than absolutely. The movie ones, to be honest, because we just had the Mattel ones. And even I think the first couple waves sold well, but there's no movie to support it. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Amazon store. Yeah, I saw the Crabtree's getting an Amazon store. I saw it driving by it today.
It opened up on Friday, didn't it?
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was driving by the mall coming back from Costco, and I was like, "There's an Amazon store at Crabtree now." And I live right by Crabtree. I live like 10 minutes from Crabtree. So, let's see. Mini Tower. Hey, peeps. Hello, hello. And then we got Lego Ghostbusters video game. Yeah, that'd be cool. No, they never did it. That's right. And then Dave replying to these Diamond Select stuff. That's what I'm hoping for, at least 1 or 2 a month. I'm a 7-inch collector with Select, NECA products, and now McFarlane. Hopefully they'll be able to get beyond the Disney Store release. That's true. NECA stuff is 7-inch too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nightmare 10880. I might be the minority here, but I really wish that Hasbro had done the GB line like how they did their other lines, mixing in different incarnations instead of just being the first movie. I kind of get that. Because it kind of like get it all at once, and you can just be like, all right, I'm good. I got the heavy hitters, which is cool. From that one perspective, you get them all right away. It took like 2 years to fulfill the Matty Collector group because Bill Murray took forever to approve his head sculpt. If you want to hear that story, check out our interview with Scott Nightlife a few weeks ago. But yeah, so I do get that. It would have been cool if they would have thrown in a real Ghostbusters character and a movie 1, movie 2, the 2016. I know people hate on the 2016, but I don't think it's that bad. I think its biggest sin was rebooting it instead of trying to be in the same universe. But Ross is in the house. What's up, brothers?
What's up?
So yeah, I would love for them to do that. Will Hasbro Todd Smith says, will Hasbro release more Boba Fett retros? Scalpers brought their freaking A game. Listen, scalpers know, even if they barely know Star Wars, they know Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Like, it's just they'll, even if they're not even paying that much attention to Star Wars, if they're doing their scalper hunts, like, oh, Boba Fett taking it. That's just what it is.
Because it didn't happen with any of the other retros.
Nope.
They pegged warm and clearanced immediately.
Indeed. So Old School Shinobi's in the house. Welcome, Old School. Glad to have you here.
What's up?
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into a question that Paul sent us. As we're not too much before we were getting ready to jump on tonight, and Paul made a message here. Happy late Halloween from Paul King. I think
Happy Halloween, Paul.
Happy Halloween, Paul. And I don't. Maybe he reshared it, but he shared, because you were saying on last week's episode you had a Quint costume, and I think he shared the picture of you guys doing a Halloween trivia night. And the Quint costume is real good. It's a really good Quint costume. So let's see. Oh, Master, a lot of new people in the chat tonight. What's up, dudes? Hello, Master Blaster. And then Old School says, got a chance to check out the Hasbro crowdfunding Razor Crest this week. What a beautiful piece, but $350. Hey, listen, they've thrown in a lot of stuff at this point.
Yeah, it's still heavy for $350.
I know. But I watched the new episode and I was like, maybe. But we'll say more when we get to the voice.
I felt the same way.
All right. So let's see. Okay. So I wanted to pull up this question so I can ask it exactly. All right. And then this is for the chat too. This is not just for John and I to answer. So if you have a better answer, feel free, drop it in the chat. Okay. Paul says, our daughter is looking to get our 7-year-old grandson a Death Star, but needs one that won't break the bank. Any recommendations? Thanks, guys.
If they're looking for something like small, not so much 4-inch scale, you could get the Action Fleet Micro Machine version. They also did another Micro Machine version for Rogue One. There is there's one that it's like I think it's called the Death Star construction playset. It's made out of cardboard, but it's it's round, sort of like the Palatoy version, but it's not so much 4-inch scale. And it comes in a box that kind of looks like a board game. Death Star construction playset.
All right, let's see if we can pull it up. Is this it?
Yep, the one top left.
It's right here.
Yep.
That's not bad. $16.
And I mean, it could work on a bunch of levels.
What's that?
It could work on a bunch of levels for 4-inch maybe.
Bad.
I can't really tell how the scale of it, if anybody else has any experience with that one.
It can't be that big though if it's only $16.
But it's cardboard, you know.
Yeah. Let's see if we got dimensions. Doesn't have dimensions here, but still, that looks cool.
Yeah.
And it's not. That's really inexpensive, especially for a 7-year-old, because that's the thing. You're not going to do a vintage Kenner set. One, it's too brittle now, and two, it's too expensive. But this might be a good one because it's cheap and it has all the levels and things that you would want out of a Death Star playset.
And you get to assemble it, like you get to actually, like look at the directions and put it together.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. So that is, Paul, the Star Wars Death Star construction playset cut out. And then I loved the, that was a Micro Machines Action Fleet, right?
Yes. Yep.
That one, I had that, and I freaking loved that set. And, I don't know if it's really expensive now. Let's see on the old Evil Bays. But that set, a complete one. Let's go complete, because that one, again, I got that 96 for Christmas that one year. Oh, and it comes with this battle damage. I think it's the okay, so they're $39. Buy it.
Oh, that's not bad.
So yeah, it comes with a damaged Vader's TIE Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a bigger scale than the Micro Machines. So it's Action Fleet. So these vehicles are great. It comes with all of these minifigures. It comes with it's kind of a Death Star 1, Death Star 2 kind of deal, because it comes with the Emperor's room, I think throne room, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it does.
It does. Yeah, right up there. So this set when Paul asked me, I was like, this set is the one that I would go for. Because it's really it's inexpensive still, which is cool to see, because I may buy another one because it's a really good set. And it's just really fun. It has all the play features that you would want. And it's compact. It's just a really, really good playset. That the Micro Machines Action Fleet Star Wars stuff is great.
Plus, there's so many other Action Fleet things out there that you can just match up with it. It's in scale with all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I think that's probably the best choice.
Yeah, like if you want like toy you can play with and it's not gonna fall apart, that's the one you want to go with for sure. Luis says, I can't stop staring at the hoverboard behind you, Jay. Yes, I did a little reordering of the shelf behind me here. So there was a hoverboard back there, but it was kind of tucked in the back, so I pulled him out a little bit because I've been doing a little bit of a talking head thing with the videos more, just shooting right here because one, I'm lazy and it's easier, and two, I think it's maybe a more compelling video. But that's the thoughts. Old School says he has the original Kenner Death Star playset. Happy to sell cheap, but it's buried in storage back. Yes, that is still the best Death Star playset all time. But there's just you're not going to find one that is not brittle at this point. They're 40 something years old, so
it's not very playable at this point. Any of them, just because of the age of the plastic.
Exactly. Yep. And those little beams break, all that kind of stuff. So great set. Would be really cool if like Hasbro reissued it, so you'd have like fresh plastic. That'd be awesome. They haven't done
nice laminated cardboard.
Again, I'm thinking my cardboard's pretty solid on my. Like again, I pieced it together. I think I got the cardboard from somewhere else, but mine still had good foam in the trash compactor. Mine has the original foam that hasn't disintegrated, which is cool.
Just don't touch it.
Ross says new toys for kids, never vintage, not until they're old enough to understand. I'm kind of a bit of both. To me, is it brittle? Like, is it going to fall apart, or is it one that somehow whatever plastic they use it can still hold up under intense play. So
Mhm.
for all of the toys in my room, there's ones that I'll let them play with and ones that I won't. The GI Joe, not so much, because that, to me, at least all the ones I have, the plastic's not as strong. At least the figures, the O-rings will snap, but even still, the arms are starting to get a little dry now. It's kind of,
Broken thumbs.
aside from the bad rubber bands or rubber in the He-Man hips, the figures actually still hold up pretty well to play. I have Origins, which is great because now my kids can just play the Origins figures, and they're more fun as toys than even the vintage ones were. So Scott D says, my favorite Star Wars toy ship ever was the Action Fleet TIE Defender. Have it, goes for a fortune now.
Yeah, I've never even held one of those things.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the action.
It's got 3 wings. It's sort of like
oh yes,
one on top and then 2 sort of in the left and right corners almost. And I think they're like TIE Interceptor wings, but they're bent a little bit.
Yep. Which it was featured in, I believe it was featured in Rebels too. They featured the TIE Defender.
Yeah, that and the I think it's an E-wing that came out in that wave. That's a ton of money too.
Whew, yeah, look, there's one being bid on right now for a cool 127. Somebody has to buy it now for 250.
Oof.
Little muchly. Paul says, thanks, guys. That's great. Again, that Action Fleet being $39, get it. That you will not be disappointed. I no longer have the styrofoam cubes for the trash compactor. LMAO. Luckily, they make a lot of repro trash compactor pieces. So, and then Scott D says, did you see the Hot Wheels Back to the Future hoverboard? They sold out in no time. Amazon exclusive. Yeah, I did. And I would have liked to get it because I have right here. I've been just slowly picking up the, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, no, you can't really see it. But I've been just picking up like the Hasbro movie. I'm sorry, Hot Wheels movie stuff. And I would have loved to have added that one to it. I finally found the Ninja Turtles Party Wagon Hot Wheel.
Oh, nice. I haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I got the Comic-Con exclusive, but the box is really cool, so I don't want to take it out. And the door opens up on the Comic-Con exclusive. But this one, I was like, that's cool. That one's good. But anyway. Oh, and I did get the returning to Toy. I did find the Wing Raider.
Oh, yeah. Did you get the Thunder Tank yet?
No, I have not seen that. But anyway, all right. Let's see. Ross asks, do you guys have any grails that you've never seen in real life? Like for me, my grail is a Halloween boggling. Never seen one in real life though, just photos and videos. Doesn't Cro-Mag have a Halloween boggling?
They did. They did have a Halloween boggling. I want to say they posted on Instagram.
I feel like it's still there.
Yeah.
Hold on, Ross. I may got something for you. How do you spell boggling? Did I forget how to spell boggling?
Boglins. But while you're looking for that, Jay, Ross, if you haven't seen this, Boglins are coming back on Kickstarter.
I think he shared it on his Instagram. But yeah, that is freaking.
Mm-hmm. And another really cool thing is the guy that's helping Tim Clark with that. His company is in Holly Springs, not too far from us.
There it is. Boom. Boggo Bones.
What's
Halloween.
The price on that?
$500. $500. I will post the link in the chat.
Never might see it again.
That's what I'm saying. I put the link in the chat there for you, Ross, if you want to splurge. It's there. I've seen it. And for those who don't know, Cro-Mag Toys is like our local vintage toy shop in Raleigh, North Carolina. I live like across the street from it, like 6 minutes down the road from there. Really great spot. Good friends of both John and I. I've done a video there. But yeah, they've had this guy sitting on their shelves for a while. Oh no, it didn't let me. Oh, it didn't let me post it on Facebook. But if you're here,
it's in the comments, right?
YouTube, they can see it in the comments. But anywho, yeah, Master Order 500. What the? I mean, Master. There you go. Thank you, Jay. See, there we go. Helping out a fellow collector. Yeah, let's talk about that Boglin's Kickstarter. I haven't even looked at it yet to see what the price is.
It's not bad. It's really not bad at all. Are they at 80,000?
Yeah, 80K.
Wow. The goal was 25.
Yeah. People are excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many Boglins collectors out there, and Tim Clark, that guy right there, he's been selling them still on his website totems.com, and he's been hand casting them individually, painting, putting the eyeballs in and everything.
Wow.
So he's been still making them.
Yeah.
But now that they're going to be like factory made, I think that's pretty cool, especially in the old cage box like that.
That's not bad. $40 to pick a Boglin.
Yeah.
I may have to do that.
Because I mean, a vintage Boglin right now in the box is like $100.
Yeah,
for a common one.
Yeah. And my thing with Boglins, and you know, I know I had one as a kid. I don't remember which one it was. It's just in my memory. I don't have a picture of it or anything. But it got destroyed, and that's my usually finding them in the wild. They're either really expensive, they're good shape, or they're kind of grungy. But this is
dried up, missing fingers.
Yeah, this is kind of like $40 to get a Boglin. Dang. All right. Well, I'll post the link in the description below if you're watching this after the fact. That's a really good deal, and no wonder then that it's already $80,000 over a $25,000 goal. That's great.
Yeah, I bet everything is going to get unlocked on that campaign.
Yeah. And again, we've had friends, and that's kind of the argument of Kickstarter, because there's no way that 25K probably covers all their costs. But there is that argument of when you're doing a toy Kickstarter, you don't put all of what you need. You kind of put a lower threshold to make people buy into it more. Or you know more about that than I do. But isn't that kind of like the good strategy if you're going to put a toy and try to kickstart it?
Yeah, I would say if you like you're going to have a big project like that, like 25 grand on Kickstarter, it's kind of pennies. So maybe they had like maybe 10 or 15 in pocket, set aside already.
Yeah.
Because, Kickstarter, they're going to get, is it 12% or 15% of the take? I think it's 10 or it's considerable. But
hey, John, we just got our first super sticker from Oak City Games, gave us 99 cents.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I forget that that's a thing here. But
I don't even know what it is.
So basically, if you like what we do here on this show, you can give us money and we'll shout you out on the thing. Yeah, so
like a Patreon thing or something.
It's kind of like YouTube's Patreon. So they dropped a cool 99 cents. Appreciate that, Oak City Gamers. Yeah, check out their channel if you haven't. I don't want to make it seem like they paid for this plug, but they're fun. They're a really fun channel. Check them out. Anyway, sorry. Back to what you were saying.
Okay. Yeah. So it's easier to have a lower, initial Kickstarter price by, it makes it look like the people that are going in there to buy stuff, to fund it. It's easier to fund a $25,000 project than it is $100,000. So it's, it gives the person incentive like, oh, this is definitely going to get funded, so I'm definitely going to buy into it. Yeah. So I think if you're going to do a Kickstarter, be able to have a little bit set aside already to fund the project yourself.
Exactly.
Those always go a little bit better.
And this one's just so cool. It's a no-brainer. So if you haven't gone into this, and again, Boglins is just one of those. It's not A tier, but I feel like it's a really strong like B+ kind of cult classic 80s toy. It's just one of those things, like if you get them, you get them, and they're really, really cool. So it's really neat that they're doing that. Big deal for vintage toy collectors. All right. Toy haul time. Let's jump into it because we are running with today as usual. We're just talking toys and we just go on.
I know.
All right, recent toy hauls. John, I think you went first last time, so I'll jump.
That's fine because I have nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy. You may have already seen one of these things. I did a review on it already, but is the Orco. From the new Motu Origins Orco. And if you saw the video, the flight stand is so freaking cool. You can see some of the shots that I got, but I mean, this thing's there's just so much you can do with this thing. And yeah, I mean, just the articulated arms, the head. Now it is a little big. It kind of is similar to that vintage one where it is a little big, probably compared to the humanoid characters in the show. But gosh, it's just a really, really fun.
That looks so cool.
Yeah.
The blue on the base looks just like the blue that they used on the 2000X Orco, that sort of ball launcher thing. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, I would say it's more purple. In person, I would say it's purple. Maybe like a royal blue. But yeah. I love this thing. I wish maybe it came with like a staff or something, but still, I mean, just it has so much personality. And again, even the original Filmation show, Orco is kind of annoying. I did dig him in that 2000X show, but still, I guess you just do so much. Again, these are just great toys. They're really great toys. So watch that full review video if you haven't seen it yet. A lot of fun, that figure. And then my Walmart figures that I pre-ordered, which was also this. So I got this one in Canada for a relatively cheap price because I wanted to, review it, get it in hand, know if the Walmart thing would ever show up. So I found one in Canada for really cheap. But since our mail in North Carolina is so delayed, it took like 3 weeks to get here. So it got here like a day or two before Walmart orders showed up for everybody on Friday. But with the Walmart orders, I ordered an Orco and a Manny Faces, and the Manny Faces came in as well.
Oh, nice.
So I got my Manny Faces. Should have a review up on the channel tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But the one thing I thought was a game changer as I was playing with it, it's not even touted anywhere. But if you know Manny Faces, the top is usually a really clunky kind of thing. But check this out. Look at what this Manny Faces can do. Oh, you can look to the left and to the right.
That is a first.
It is a swivel cut. A cut.
He gets rid of the Keaton Batman neck cowl problem.
Exactly. and they didn't advertise this anywhere. So as I was shooting, and it still works, the changing faces still work.
Oh, wow.
So as I was it goes a full 360. Like so anyway. So as I was shooting, it's like, having so much fun with the Orco because it's just you can do so many kind of poses and stuff. I was like, oh, all right, Manny Faces. Like I just but and then I take him out. I'm just like, wait a second. What? He can move his head. Game changer, Mattel.
That is awesome.
So
I'm looking forward to him a little bit more now.
Exactly. I was kind of like, okay, Manny Faces, whatever. He's a stalwart of the line. But anyway, so be on the lookout for that review. Should be up tomorrow. And I as I was recording, I was like, his head moves. And I talked about that for like 2 minutes of the review. So be on the lookout for that. It was a lot of fun. And then I finally got like an actual like double trouble one that actually has words in it because the European one does not have any words. It's just art. So I finally got to read the story, and it's a really compelling story.
It's riveting literature.
It's a fun, like basically they make a doppelganger evil Orco. It's been done before. But anywho, that is my hauls. Let's go to chat real quick. Awesome looking Orco, Green Master Hoarder. What was Orco supposed to be / how did he float? I haven't seen He-Man in so long. Might introduce my 7-year-old to it soon. He's just kind of like a floating dude, kind of just like he just flew. It was all about shoulder length,
But he was just like the sort of the comic relief court jester,
Mm-hmm.
you know, magician that the tricks never went as planned.
Yes. Well, because like he in Trolla.
Yep. Tralla.
He it's the powers didn't translate to attorney or whatever, so that was kind of the thing. Scary Dawn says, I'm still here. Good to see you're still here, Scary. That's awesome. Master Bash can't wait for 2021, so I don't have to go into Walmart ever again to buy Motu Origin. I feel you there, Master Bachelor. I really do. That Manny Faces is rock and roll. I agree, old school Shinobi. And Adam Smedberg, do you think Motu Origin should have a weapons pack with missing weapons like Orco's wand, Tila's sword, etc.? I think so, because if there's one I'm going to have with the Orco is this is it. This is all you get. Now, again, this stand is so freaking cool that you don't really think about that so much, but it would have been nice to have it. I hope they do a weapons pack. They're doing so much with this line that I really think they will. Why wouldn't they? You know?
Yeah, I think they will. Definitely.
Master Order says Walmart's already clearancing out the Motu Origin for $10 a piece. Well, if you find them for that, get them.
Get them.
That's really cheap.
Yeah.
Old school Shinobi says Orco stylistically was like a cross between a Jawa and Von Bode's Cheech Wizard, or a character from a Ralph Bakshi cartoon. Yeah, I'd agree, because he wasn't made by Mattel. He was a complete creation for Filmation. Because like every cartoon show had to have an annoying sidekick. I think I said in the video. For me, Snarf is the worst. The absolute worst. And I'm always going to be partial to Slimer, who I also know can be annoying, but Orco's fine. I can hang with Orco, even though he is kind of annoying. But that's the point. That's the point.
He gets redemption in other media.
Exactly. I really dug him in 2000X, even though he's still kind of comic relief, but I thought it was fun. Anyway, all right, John, do you have anything? Nothing? A big old goose egg?
Big old goose egg. The North Carolina postal system let me down on all deliveries this week. So next week will be a good one.
Nice. Yeah. For those who don't know, I believe the Greensboro distribution center is operating at like 80% on time, which for the postal service is dreadful. I think they generally don't go below like 97 or 98%. So being in the 80s is terrible. So whoever the new postmaster general is can go F himself. That's all I'll say about that.
I've had a package go in and out of Greensboro 7 times, get scanned in and out since the 28th.
Wow. That's brutal. That is anyway, we'll see. We will see. School Shinobi. He was He-Man's Urkel. He's not wrong. Not wrong. Nightmare 10880 says that's what annoys me about Walmart is that the clearance areas are normal, the same at all stores.
The same at the rest of the stores.
Yeah, I've never been lucky with Walmart clearance personally, but maybe I just don't go to Walmart enough. But I feel like Target's on much more of a consistent cadence with their clearance. So I feel like I always luck out at Target more than Walmart. But again, I live right near a Target, so I'm probably just there more. But like the Playmates Voltron, I got that clearanced. So all of them back when they clearanced them to like $10 a figure, I think. Yeah. Thanks for learning on the USPS Greensboro distribution. Yes, if anybody or the North Carolina, good luck. Good luck. Probably, I would wait to buy the Grail piece if you're trying. It's going to transition through Greensboro. It's going to take a minute. And Jay Griffith says they way overbought on Skeletor and He-Man. See, but those are the like essential characters, and even my boys, like Alex, who's 2.5, loves Skeletor. I bought him his own Skeletor, and even if he sees like any of my Skeletors, he's picking up and playing with it. So I think. And even though, some of the local Walmarts that I've been to had the big end caps of them, they're down to just a few, like maybe like 5 Skeletors, 2 He-Mans, whatever. So I feel like they're selling. They got a lot of them, yes, but I feel like they're selling.
Mm-hmm. My Walmart restocked this week with He-Man and Skeletors and Battle Cats again. There was probably 20 of each figure and 5 Battle Cats on Wednesday. This morning they were all gone already again.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I take that as a really good sign.
I was reading an article, maybe it was Washington Post, but toys just in general in the pandemic have gone up, like just with parents buying for their kids, mainly because they're sick of screen time, and I know I am in our house. So yeah, I hope it's a good sign. I hope it is a good sign. Guy late, did you yak about Ghostbusters Reeboks? Not toys, but toys adjacent. I don't know if you saw those Ghostbuster kicks. They look kind of cool, but I'm not a sneaker guy, and I buy shoes to wear them. Not that I judge people that collect sneakers. I would never judge anyone for collecting anything, because look at this. But it's just not. That's just not my thing. I've never been a shoe guy. I have one of my good friends, David Barnado, huge shoe collector. He owns 400 and some odd shoes. Like, he just has shoes on shoes on shoes on shoes, like just insane amount of shoes. So I get it, but it's just not my thing. Even though they do look cool. But if I buy shoes, I'm going to wear them, and they're like, really cool. That one has like a proton pack attachment and stuff, and I would never wear them, and so I'm just not gonna.
They just end up getting sold.
Yeah, pretty much. I have like, oh, that's cool, and then they go. The one shoes I would buy though are those Nike mags whenever they come out with them every now and then, but they always sell out, and I can never get my hands on them. But the Nike mags, the Back to the Future 2 shoes, I would totally get those, and I would totally wear those. Nightmare 1088 says just to say that they aren't the same as what's on clearance at one store. Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a consistent thing with Walmart. I don't have luck with their secrets. Maybe it's just sent them all to Kentucky. Maybe, Jay, I don't know. In North Carolina, they keep selling out, but each region is probably different.
Yeah.
Old school shipping says, I had a pair of Empire Strikes Back Jamaican bobsled team exclusive Adidas. I wore as my running shoe for the past 7 years. I kid you not. I believe you, old school.
Wow. Send us a pic.
Old school shipping says they finally fell apart on me. I get it. Luis Rivera, I would kill for those mags. Same, man. They look cool. I think the most recent ones they did, the first time they did it was like an auction, and they're going like 15 grand a piece, and I was like, no. I'll be divorced so fast. And then Masterpiece says Seattle area Walmart just got the rest of the wave one besides He-Man. Skeletor probably get Scarecrow in 2029. I hope not. I feel like once this goes full retail at all retail stores, the Motu Origins line will be readily available. All right, let's talk about the Lego set that was leaked. I feel like this is a legit real thing. It looks legit. Somebody got their hands on the box for this creator expert level Lego set that was supposed to come out this year, but obviously has gotten delayed with the movie, and now the movie has been delayed until summer of 2021. So who knows when we'll get our hands on this. But the Afterlife version of the Ecto 1. Now, this set has 2,300 pieces. So this is one of those, like they've done with the Batmobile, like the kind of the big, nice-looking vehicle. And it looks incredible. It looks fantastic. I have the smaller, what do they call it? Creations. I got Creations, yeah. So I have that set. It's a fun little build, but nothing to write home about. This thing looks incredible. But there's just one caveat I'll put to it. I really hope the little rust stains are stickers that I can choose not to put on this car.
Oh,
that's the only thing.
I mean, looking at the pictures, it looks like the rust stains overlap from one piece to another. From one brick to another. So I'm going to guess that they're stickers.
They gotta be, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be printed like that on the on the pieces.
Now again, the Afterlife Ecto one moved the ladder from I guess the right side to the left side. So, but maybe again, I would hope that a set of this caliber, and again, it's 20. So I'm guessing this set's going to be at least 200 some odd bucks.
Oh yeah.
So I would hope at that price they would allow it to not only be the Ghostbusters Afterlife version, but they have to let it be a movie version of the movie one, Ecto one. And I really feel like it's going to be because the little rust things are very light. Like it definitely feels like a sticker to me. Because in the movie Afterlife, it's way rustier than this. Like the Hasbro Plasma Series one looks, I don't really like the way that one looks. So it made it look dirtier than it looks in the movie, but this one looks pretty clean aside from these little pieces of rust. And then we got another shot of the back of the box, which shows the back of the car. And again, I love how they did the fins, the back of the door. Like again, it's Lego. None of these cars they make are perfect. They're not like exact models, but using it within the Lego world, and I think it looks really solid. If it is this, if it's true, and we actually get it, awesome. But they even because here they include the gunner seat from the new movie.
And there's it looks like a what do you call it? A ghost trap on wheels. Is that what that is down there?
Yes.
Like is it remote control?
Yes. So this has been kind of spoiled from the movie for a while now. One, those Fright Features figures, the ones that are reviewed, on the back, and just kind of stenciled out, they had the picture of this RC car version of the Ghost Trap. And then the Hallmark ornament, also for this version of the Ecto one, came with a little RC car Ghost Trap. And then this is the third time that I've seen it. So, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense to have an RC Ghost Trap. If anybody's played the Ghostbusters video game, you know, once you throw your trap down and the ghost starts going in the other way, like it'd be nice if it was a little more mobile, or on the run. So I do think that's a neat little add-on that we'll probably see in the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. But yeah, I think it's a really cool looking set. John, what you collect Lego? I haven't been in the Lego game in a little bit, mainly just buying them for my son, the sets that he likes, but not for myself. But what aside from the black deep sea barracuda set, but what's your thoughts on the Lego Ecto?
I like it. You know, the Ultimate Collector Series stuff that they're doing. You know, it's obviously not minifigure scale, but maybe if there's, I don't know, maybe it would go good with a 4-inch scale. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But like you said, I do hope that they let you alternate the ladder position, do like an alternate, you know, if there's one booklet that says, you know, just switch these parts around to get a true Ecto one.
Yeah.
Not from Afterlife, but the original.
Yeah.
And another thing is, after looking at a lot of the other kits, like that 89 Batwing that came out recently.
Yes.
And that was a higher piece count than what they consider, because isn't it usually around like the price per piece? Is it like 10 cents or is it cheaper than that?
Yeah, there is a price per piece kind of. Is it good value?
Right.
Or is it a little overpriced?
Yeah. Like I think if that set is, you know, 2,500 pieces or something like that, I think it's going to be less than $250. Like I'm going to guess it's going to be around, you know, maybe $199, because the Batwing was a really good price compared to the
price per brick.
The price per brick, yes. And my most recent set is that haunted house with the up and down elevator thing inside, and I want to say that thing was over 3,000 pieces, and it was a $250 set, and I think that was like the best value that they've had in a long time.
Yep. Yep. I have it here. The official kind of average price per brick, 10.4 cents. So you weren't far off. So that's your average price per brick. And so if you tabulate that with what was it, 2,400 bricks, 24?
Yeah, roughly.
Times 0.1, 240 would be if it held the average price. But to your point, generally on those bigger sets, your price per brick actually is better. On there. So
I think it's cool. I'm hoping maybe they'll reissue the Firehouse along with it, and try and get a little bit more Ghostbusters Lego out there that are more collector.
Yep.
In the vein of collectors, because the other Ecto one is pretty cool.
It is.
It's. I think it's kind of expensive for what it turned out.
It's small. It's only like this big.
Right
over there. And I never got the Firehouse. I kind of regret never getting the Fire. There's a couple times I almost got it, but I kind of stopped buying Lego modular sets for a time while Zach was really little. And I kind of committed to myself I would start buying him again once he was like old enough we'd make a city or something like that. We haven't gotten there yet, but that's kind of the plan. But yeah, I would love, but they don't really ever re-release Legos. They kind of make updated versions that are improved usually.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Jay Griffith says the older Ecto 1 set looks better in my opinion. Pretty sure that was my last Toys R Us purchase. Wow. I remember my last Toys R Us purchase. It was there was two. I went to the Toys R Us that I grew up with as a kid in San Diego with Zach. With the last time we were in San Diego, that it was around. And I got a Wonder Woman figure for the movie. And then I went to the Durham Toys R Us, the one that still looked like the old school Toys R Us, when they were closing it. And what did I get? I think I got a Ghostbusters set. Yeah, that's right. I got a Ghostbusters, a Playmobil Ghostbusters Slimer set that was on clearance. Because I was like, if the last thing I buy at Toys R Us, it has to be a Ghostbuster toy, because I'm pretty sure, in my heyday of toy buying, that's probably the thing I bought the most at our local Toys R Us. So that was, and then Zach got something. I took Zach to there. It was like their last weekend or whatever. And yeah, we stocked up. But it still hurts that is gone. Let's see. Also, Shinobi MCU wrapped on Shang-Chi and Eternals movies, and they got new SpiderMan Blade. He's replying somebody else. I'm sorry. Getting into the conversation. Master Hoarder, yeah, probably around 250, just like the Batmobile, in reference to the price per brick. If it's 10 cents per brick average, the Ecto one would be around 250 if it is that 10 cents per brick average. PD Dubs says, I'm late. What I miss? You missed everything, PD. Everything.
Everything. The hauls were incredible. Oh, boy.
Game changer. It was a game changer first 53 minutes of the episode, PD.
Manny Faces. Oh,
Manny Faces made an appearance. Anyways, good to see you, PD. Glad you're here, be able to get here. Scott D, love the 89 Batman Batwing. Been trying to get a hold of the Hot Wheels 89 Batwing for years. I had the Ertl Batwing, which was great. The Ertl stuff I thought was really good. I had the Toy Biz Batwing as a kid, which is fine. I had the Toy Biz Batmobile and Toy Biz Batwing and the Toy Biz Batcave. I got those all either Christmas or birthday 1990 or 89, whatever that was. So those, and I had those for years. So those are like my Batman play sets and vehicles up until like pretty much the rest of my kid years, the Toy Biz Batmobile. But the Kenner ones are so much better.
Yeah.
Light years better. That I have since as an adult, while I had the Kenner, all the Batman, all the figures, I had all the Kenner figures. But since I had the Toy Biz Batmobile and the Toy Biz Batplane and the Toy Biz Batcave, my parents were like, well, you don't need the Kenner one. I was like, yeah, but it's better. So I never got them as a kid because I had to play with them. which again, they have their charm. They,
Mhm.
I have them still. Like I'm not knocking them, but let's be honest, those Kenner ones are way better. So slowly but surely, I've gotten the Kenner Batcave. I've gotten the Kenner original Batmobile. I've gotten the missile version of Batman Returns Batmobile. I've got the changed Batmobile or the whatever it was, Bruce Wayne changing vehicle. But I still have not found the Kenner Batwing, which has to be the rarest one.
Yeah, easily the rarest one.
I don't think I've seen one complete anyway at a toy show in any recent memory. I don't think so. Anyways, I would love one. But
It does look weird with the missile launchers on it though, because they're big, you know.
oh yeah, I'd be fine if they were missing. I just want like it's better than the Toy Biz one, which had a little suction cup bullets in it. But again, I remember getting that one. I got my tonsils taken out when I was 4, and my parents usually, I was a really sick child, so they would take me to Toys R Us and get a toy every time I got shots or tests or whatever.
Mhm.
And but that time, yeah, I remember after I'd woken up after sleeping half the day after I got my tonsils out, they like presented me that Batwing. So again, I do love it, but the Kenner one's way cooler. I want it. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Last thing to talk about before we close out the show is those new Mandalorian Kenner style figures, and I freaking love them. And I know there's some criticisms. I even think Scott Nightlife made some criticisms about them on his channel.
He did. I watched it.
Okay, I didn't watch it. What was his big criticisms of the Kenner style Mandalorian figures?
It was just mostly like we don't need it, and why does Mando have a vinyl cape? You know, if you don't like it, just take it off. You know, it adds to the charm of vintage Star Wars, that vinyl cape.
You're being cranky, Scott. We didn't have you on me. Like, just come on, quit being so cranky. Have some fun. These things are awesome.
I really like them.
They're so cool. I love them, man. I think they're really, really neat. And I love the vinyl cape. I like, again, and I think Brad Brooks said it, Mando Monday was awesome. I didn't even watch it because most of these Force First Fridays, Power Ranger Tuesdays are really boring. So I stopped watching them. And of course, when I stopped watching, the Mando Mondays was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are freaking cool, man. Cara Dune looks great. And again, like, they look like the IG-11. They look so freaking cool. The Baby Yoda looks fun. Moff Gideon. The only thing I would say, Moff Gideon should have come with just a black, just the same mold of the Empire Strikes Back Luke lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just a casted black version of that.
Or if they could do a telescoping. Like, I think that would have been cool too.
That would have been almost overkill, and I would have been totally on board for that. I would have been first in line to say, yes, let's do it. But I could see maybe it's not his main thing, so whatever. But at the very least, they should have included a dark saber. But again, just be the same mold as the Empire Luke or Bespin Luke and Jedi Knight Luke. Same mold, but just black. They should have done that, but still looks great. Giancarlo Esposito is awesome. Met him years ago at a premiere for the show they filmed in North Carolina, Blackout or something like that. He was on that show. He came.
I kind of remember that.
They filmed it in Wilmington. We went and saw the premiere of that once upon a time. And then this is the only one that I was kind of like, that doesn't look like. I'm blanking on
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, thank you. He has a very distinct face.
Yeah.
That one doesn't seem very close to me. Everybody else seems like, okay, it's vintage Kenner, so it's not supposed to look like the person.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. Don't it's hate mail.
It's a very loose interpretation.
Because like, but again, like, okay, I get it. Like, there's an essence of Giancarlo there. With Cara Dune, like even I see what's his name? What's the actor that played Nick Nolte? I can kind of see Nick Nolte here in this figure, but
yeah, he did turn into a bit of an Ugnaught now.
And even here, like I kind of see the essence of the character. So yeah, this is the other one. I'm like, it's all right.
Yeah,
All right, but still,
I like them.
I really dig them much more than buying re-releases of the vintage figures. I have a vintage collection. I'm only missing Yak Face. I don't need re-releases, but this I'm totally cool because again, Smith Lord Creations, the stuff that they're doing with their independent and filling in the gaps of the vintage line, fantastic, and the work they're doing is incredible. So it's cool to see Hasbro jumping in on this game. Let's see, Master Blaster. Yeah, they look good. Todd Smith. Scott said the vinyl capes weren't being made on ROTJ figs, and Mando comes after ROTJ. I get it, but still, it's just fun. The vinyl cape is fun.
Yeah, it's a good throwback. You know.
Yeah, I dig it.
The only wish I had is I wish they gave the child some cloth goods. You know, to reminisce Yoda's. You know. Cloth goods, even though he doesn't have a belt to keep it cinched.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, maybe a little bit of Velcro on there.
Well, maybe again. So, and scale be damned because they're so small, so they're probably not going to be in scale anyway. But maybe this thing is the size of.
Oh, it could be like a thimble.
Yeah, even smaller. Maybe like it's. Maybe it was too small to ever be able to somehow make a cloth. But I agree.
Yeah,
like, echoing the vintage Yoda figure would have been fun here, but it may just been too small.
Yeah, you're probably right because that thing is got to be tiny.
It has to be. It's got to be half the size, at least half the size of the vintage Yoda, which is small as it is. The vintage Yoda is like that big. So
yeah, because I mean, if we've seen how big the child is in Black Series.
In Black Series, it's already that big. That's 6 inch scale. It's gonna be like that big.
So it's gonna be so tiny. Like you get the package. Is anything actually in here?
Let's see. Bullwinkle 80. I have mine ordered and can't wait to display them on card with my other retros. Totes. I'm opening mine though. They're ripping off those cards. Mainly because I don't like the retro series cards. I hate those cards. Pre-order the vintage, not retro, new mana for my son. Oh yeah, that one looks pretty good too. That one does look. Lexi to make the week way from the new episode. Absolutely. Season 2 characters. We're only one episode in, and I'm like, let's go. I want a Marshall. I want the week way. I want the bald Boba Fett. I want the dragon dude. Like I want it all. I want it all.
The Tusken Raider dogs. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh yeah,
because they do have a figure from the Clone Wars series.
From the Clone Wars.
It came with a Tusken Raider.
And when I saw them, I was like, why do I know those dogs? Like, oh yeah, that's right. It's from the Tusken Raider dogs. I'm a bad Star Wars fan. Let's see. Did you guys pre-order the 13 Smith Lord Star Wars figures? I almost did, and I didn't. They look great though. Those figures look fantastic. Old School Shinobi, the original Kenner 1980 Yoda was the smallest Star Wars figure of the time back then. So that's the smallest, and the Baby Yoda is literally if not half the size, a quarter of the size of Yoda. Like that's classic action figures. I like the Mandalorian retro line, but I still think they need to make more original trilogy characters like Cantina aliens, Rebel troopers, pilots, and Imperial or officers and troopers. That's where again. Smith Lords is not Hasbro. It's not an officially licensed thing. But God, they do a really good job. They do a really good job. It would be cool if they pulled them in-house and just had those guys run it for Hasbro because even I'm sure these are going to be great, these Mando figures, but I think what Smith Lord is doing is better. More boutique though, and the price that comes with it. Revolution, I believe. Oh, Revolution. Yes, thank you. He was great in that. Fun show. Great season 1. Season 2 kind of lost itself. Cobb Vanth refrigerator. Brad, bravo.
Well done.
Bravo. Comments of the day on that one. Nicely done.
Kind of work here in Cobb.
Yeah. Classic Extras retro style Tusken Raider with Bantha, absolutely. But again, Smith Lords did an amazing Bantha that I was too cheap to buy, but it looks great, and I'm totally cool if Hasbro does similar. Again, pay the Smith Lord people, bring them in house, have them make.
Yeah.
You remember that Efant Mon figure?
I do. It was part of the was it a fan's choice from the 30th anniversary series, I think. Maybe. He was part of the Jabba's denizens, I think.
Yes, you're right. And again, he was huge. He felt like a deluxe fig, and that's why he still commands a pretty high price now, right?
Yeah, his price skyrocketed when the sail barge came out because people wanted a full sail barge scene.
Yep. But yeah, okay. Let's close on the Razor Crest because I feel like we need to revisit it, and I know we're probably still in the same place because I agree. I'm reticent to commit the quiche. But they keep putting stuff on it, and I'm getting itchy. And now I've watched the season 2, and I'm like right back in the thick of it. Right?
Yes.
And I'm feeling the trigger finger getting a little itchy. What's your thoughts here, John?
It's just like you. I watched that season 2 episode, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorites.
Yes.
I think episode 1 from season 1.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it, just skip it.
I won't spoil anything, but I gotta say, it reignited the Mando fire, big time.
Yeah.
And I did think about going back to the Razor Crest, but I don't collect that. I'm not going to go in and collect other, go back and get the 4-inch Mando figure series, to make it
a 4-inch Mando though. It comes with that.
No, I know, but like if I get this, it's going to be opening Pandora's box into a bunch of other stuff that I don't need. I think I am going to get the retro Mando stuff. But like you've said before, you're going to stick with Rebels, Mando. Just staying with certain Star Wars things. I'm a big Rogue One fan, so I only stick with Rogue One.
Yep. And
if I add in Mando, I don't know if I want to do that. I just, there's too much other things coming out, with Motu Origins.
No.
It's like you got to pick your battles, But this. And that flight stand that they added in on this.
That's what kind of got me thinking about it.
Because
looks so cool.
I know, because they didn't even do it like just average, like it's kind of floating. They did it in position, like where it's taking off at an angle. They did so well on it's just a flight stand, but it made me double think buying this thing.
The little toilet has a little pea cone there. I don't know, John. I don't know if I'm able to hold out. I got 8 days to contemplate.
Yeah.
I got 8 days, 1 hours, and 52 minutes. But that flight stand, when I saw that post, I got like, ooh, I'm a sucker for flight stands. I'm a big sucker for flight stands, which is really silly, but like I'm all about it. I don't know if they. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we got escape pod add-on. Exclusive child figure. Okay, but I've got a few of those. 4 carbon. Okay. Flight stand. Look at that thing.
I know. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to get to 14,998 backers, and it's going to be like, John and Jay didn't buy one. No flight stand.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm feeling antsy. Oh, I'm close. Hasbro Pulse content. You can check the tape. I was very much a no.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a real solid maybe right now. Real solid maybe. Let's go to the chat. Master Hoarder. Do it. Have no
No regrets.
I know. Bullwinkle 80. You better get one. If not, you're gonna be disappointed when you have to pay $800,000. But then it's like, okay, I'm not gonna spend $1,000, so I just want. It's easier, right? It's easy.
Yep. Yeah, at that, I wouldn't even think about it on the secondary market. I just
sail barges. Like, nah, I'm not spending that much on that. I have nowhere to put a sail barge anyway. Old School Shinobi says getting antsy about Razor Crest 2J. I started collecting 1/18th Joy Toy Acerine and Boss Fight figs. Next would be spectacular for them. Good point. Classic action figures. Do it. It's calling out to you. It is real hard right now, guys. Again, watching that episode, I was like, with that flight stand, that would be real nice.
It would.
But even still, like, if I did it, I would probably like get some fish. I could do most of my ships and hang it maybe like right there. I would put it right there. But again, I already have the AT-AT and the Falcon. I can't directions. There you go. Anyways, that's
if you're just going on the big ships, then you'd have to get the sail barge.
No, you're right though. God, you're right. I don't have room for. I do not. You cannot have a USS flag and a sail barge. You cannot have both.
No, especially in the same room.
It's impossible. It's literally physics cannot overcome that problem. Scientists have been working on it. It's impossible. So I would have to decide to not have the USS flag, and I'm not going to do that. So it's just no sail barge. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But maybe. No, I'm kidding.
But maybe. Still a solid maybe. When that last 52 minutes is running out.
There's 8 days. There's 8 days and another episode of Mandalorian to like really get me up about it. I'm 45, and if I pay $350 for that ship, that SOB is getting played with, not hung from a ceiling. Fair enough, Old School. But for me, I'm very much on how am I displaying it. If I'm not displaying it, I'm selling it. That's my rule. I have a pretty decent size office toy room. If you've watched my tour video, it's a good size. But I do try to, I confine myself to this space. So if it's not getting displayed, it's going on eBay, it's going to a toy show, it's gone. So that's generally I think it's generally most people's policies, but it's a good policy.
If you can't look at it, what's the point of owning it?
Exactly. Nothing is impossible. Sure. I think classic action. I think you can MacGyver into that room. I don't think I can. I've done the math. I did the calculations.
You would have to hang a sail barge upside down from the ceiling so it sat flat.
In the film, it clearly the scene where it's upside down.
That's exactly how it's happening. You can do a Sarlacc pit upside down.
Oh my god. I have the BMF. The only way I can is to put it against the wall. That's it. It's just sitting up there, just literally leaning against that wall.
It's like it's against the meteor,
So that's how I justify it. It's or the meteor, and then when he was on the Star Destroyer, that's canon. That is canon, so it is fine. There's no corollary between a sail barge and something like that. Oh my god. John or Bowinkle, John, they only have 3 3.75-inch TVC figs out right now, and Hasbro said they're going to release them again for people.
No, I just got to call it right now and just put a no right on it. Nope.
Come on, John. We need a suicide pack on this Raven press. You got hanging.
If that campaign does fall too shy, it's going to be it's our fault.
Oh my God. Todd Smith, do you guys have a specific budget for this hobby? If you're married, the money gets tricky. It's not the marriage. For me, it's the kids. Like I have 2 kids and I send them to a private school right now. And that's $2,800 a month. And that's a lot of money every single month just to pay to school. So that's my limitation. It's good that I have limitations though. And my wife, she manages the money because she's smart with money. I clearly am not. So the more limits placed upon me, the better. And so what I try to do is, John sells toys for a living, but I'll sell toys at toy shows and stuff to try and fund the addiction. But I try to just flea markets, finding it in the wild, toy shows, stuff like that, make deals, and not go the eBay route or anything like that because you can buy anything on eBay generally, but you're going to pay full retail price. And if you're patient, generally you can find most anything there's rare grail pieces that you generally don't see, but that I try to limit myself to local toy shops like Crow Mag or toy shows or finding them at flea markets or garage sales. That's what I try to live within. John, what about you?
It's definitely different for me. Being a toy dealer, and I mostly sell online because there's no shows going on right now. But my biggest problem is with spending money on toys is it doesn't happen very often for me just to go out and buy toys at Walmart or wherever.
Yeah.
Because most of my money that I spend on toys, it's toys to buy. Like I'll buy a giant collection, and it might be thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But that's inventory for me.
Yeah.
So when I buy a big collection, I don't look at it as, this is going to look awesome on my shelves. No, it's going to look awesome in pictures when I sell it on eBay. But my sort of rule of thumb is if I buy a collection of something that it's things that I collect, I might keep 1 or 2 things from that collection that I bought and keep them for myself.
Yep.
So a lot of my collections, I don't really have any money into, I was able to keep things and there's been times where I've sold my personal collections a few times over, like when I bought my house, when I bought my car, that was just easy to do. I look at my collections as it's just stuff, it's more of sometimes it's more of an investment than anything.
Yeah.
But being a toy dealer, it's much different because I have had a lot of grails come and go, and I might keep them for a day or two. And just look at them and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like Laser Power He-Man and Laser Light Skeletor, for instance. I've had them carded, packaged. I've had those over and over again. Eternia play sets, I've had them over and over again.
You had a box one recently.
Yeah, unassembled. I've had 4 Eternia play sets at one single time. Yeah. After a while, it just becomes like any other thing that you do. So, and yes, I am married. But my wife understands that the money that I do spend on toys, it's not for me, it's for my living.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good angle. It's a good angle to have. And mine is what I spend on the collection does not come out of our main budget. It's like my side budget.
Right.
If I find a collection, not like you where you sell most of it. I'll buy a collection, keep half of it, and then sell half of it or something. Kind of just as long as it kind of keeps operations going. That's kind of where I'm at with it because I'm much more of a hold. But I've been a collector for 30 years, so it's few and far between the things that I do need and collect and find. So I do try to stay within a budget because again, me unleashed and no restrictions is not a good thing. I would be penniless on the side of the road with nothing, if not for my wife, who is a much more sensible and smart person when it comes to money. Master Hoarder, wait till they make a Star Destroyer. We thought that was your prediction, I think, John, for the.
It was. Yep.
They should. They should. It's waiting to come out with the trash. I'm guessing that's a reference to maybe something with the wife. Wait until they make a new Death Star playset. You know it's coming. I hope they do. I hope they do. I really do. With COVID, buying online got way too easy. Everything at your fingertips, so I had to rein in 1,000%. Yeah, that's the thing with online. It's just like, really, you can find anything.
Yeah.
Now, again, if you want to play that game, be mindful about it. There are deals to be had. John proved that last week with his sharing of that amazing Superpowers collection for 200 some odd bucks. Worth, that's like 1/6 of what all that stuff was worth. So there are absolutely deals to be had on eBay, but do not go online and pay full retail price. Still be patient and wait for the deal.
Yeah,
because they are there. They are there.
Mm-hmm. And don't go on and like see a collection that you want, because maybe there's one thing in that collection that you want, and then all of a sudden you think you're going to just sell the rest. It's hard being an inexperienced eBay seller. A lot of times you don't factor in the amount of fees that you pay to be an eBay seller. It's ridiculous. There's been months where my eBay bill at the end of the month is more than my mortgage payment. It happens more often than not.
Yeah. It's the fees are egregious. That's where it's nice if you can set up at the toy show and sell. That's where I prefer. But again, since we haven't had toy shows, I've had to sell on eBay more, which I hate. Because to your point, those fees get oppressive. Old school Shinobi, like the other night, 2 a.m., I bought a Force Awakens speeder bike loose off eBay for $16. I was like, what the F am I doing? Well, $16, it's not bad.
Yeah, but it's a Force Awakens speeder.
Ordinary Joe 79, late to the show, had to say, love the content. Hit that like. Yes, if you haven't, hit that like button.
Thank you, Ordinary.
You don't need to give us money. I mean, sure, give us money. We'll take it. But more importantly, hit that like button. That's how people find the show and stuff like that. All right. That's it, guys. We have talked about a lot, had a great, fun discussion. John, maybe one day we'll do like how to toy hunt or toy hunting tips. That might be a good episode.
Yeah. Number one tip is you have to know toys, like the value, everything like the back of your hand. You have to look at something and you just, I know what that's worth right now. And that is, I've been doing this since I was 12 and I just turned 39. So I've been doing it that long.
And you're right. Like there is the like, oh, that's one that I need to be paying attention to, or you don't even know the price, but like that's a valuable one or whatever.
Yep.
Because in the time you take a look on your phone and walk away to like see how much it's worth, somebody else
just bought it. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Classic Action, great show, guys. Thanks for live stream. Of course, thank you everybody in the chat tonight. We had a lot of new people. Thank you, the new people.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Join us. We're every Sunday at 9 p.m. talking toys. We have a lot of fun. And to all of our regulars, all of you, you make, honestly, John, like we did these not live for a while. And then once we started and being interacting with you guys, like this makes it so much fun. This is a really fun event every night. So thank you, everybody that comes in. And so new people, hope you come back and become our regulars as well. And to all of our regulars, thank you so much. And I miss toy shows as well. I really do. Old school Yo Joe, thanks guys. Chat, be safe this week. Indeed, be safe. And if you haven't done it yet, go vote. I think all the early voting's done, so it's just election day. If you're in the US, vote. And Bogle 80, thanks guys. And yeah, hopefully everybody has a good week, and we'll see you next
Sunday.
The Toy Shiz guest appearance. He's been really busy. I chatted with him, so hopefully he'll jump on eventually sometime soon, but that'll be in the future. But anywho, we'll see you all next time. Hasta luego, and goodbye.